Hello everyone, welcome to Anu's class. So the next exam is information system for managers, right? Tomorrow it is starting. So I'll try my best to summarize this whole MMPC 8 for you guys. I know it is actually very late, and don't mind my kid in the background. Okay, I didn't have another time to get this video done. Extremely sorry, apologies for this. So let's get started anyway. So information system for managers. In a nutshell, when we talk about information system for managers, why exactly do we need to study about this particular topic, right? As managers, we might be managing a finance firm, we might be going on to becoming bank managers, or I don't know, maybe even hospital. So maybe we would not be managing anything that is related to information systems. Say if you're going to start a business after your MBA, which might be soap making, or which might be some reselling, or some clothes shop, then why should you bother about information systems, right? A valid question. Most of the time such questions crop up, especially when we learn finance, right? And if we are not so good at finance. But then information systems also, why do you guys think that we have to learn it? Simply because anything and everything that we go through today is data, information. That is the new gold mine, right? So anything and everything that we want to do is being tracked. Our each moment, even as I speak, we see through our phones. I'm teaching you through my phone. Anything and everything that I do, each click I do on my phone, on my tablet, is being converted into data, and it is being sent somewhere, processed somewhere, analyzed, and it has its own privacy threats as well, right? So information is something which we cannot do without, and therefore we need to study about information and how to manage information, how to keep whatever is to be kept securely, how do we keep it securely, how do we maintain confidential information, highly confidential information, how do we process it, what are the ways in which we can store it, we can retrieve it, we can process it and make forecasts from it. Everything and anything that is to be done with information is part and parcel of this course, right? So information, what exactly is information? It is the finished product, right, of what? Of data. So we have data. Each and every click that we do, each and every breath we take, each and every metric about us is actually data, and that data, when processed, becomes information. So information is the finished product for which data is the raw material, you can say. So we depend on information system to help us create, control, store, find and access all types of information. So any information processing system, that is a system that processes information, will definitely, if suppose say this is your information processing system, okay, then it will need data as input, and it will give us information as the output. That is the basic idea of a information processing system, right? So how do we get that information? It could be through keyboard, it could be through an external device, it could be through a scanner, it could be through the touch screen, anything, right? So there are a lot of input devices which are used to feed this input into the system, okay? And depending upon how important or how valuable that information is, either we discard it, or we might immediately process it and send it out. We might not keep a copy, or we might even keep a copy, right? So for any such processing to be done or storage to be done, we need to have storage devices, right? And within this information processing system, between the storage unit and the processing unit and different various other between the input unit and all these things, interconnections need to be done, and that is through communication channels, which are usually buses and things like that, right? And once it is processed, that information or that data or the output is given to output devices, like maybe monitor, speaker, printer, whatever that is, the output device, right? So that is what makes up a computer or an information processing device. So for all of this, just like how humans have our brain, right? Sorry, I'm not a very good drawing, I don't draw that well. So this brain is there, that is the central processing unit for us. Similar to that, a computer or an information processing system also has a brain, right? That is called the central processing unit, or CPU. And that CPU has control unit, storage unit and arithmetic logic unit. Just like the various parts of our own brain, it also has. So basically the reason why all these things mimic is because human beings cannot see a higher dimension than us, right? So whatever God has created, whatever, however we have been created, or things have been created around us, we human beings, in our quest to play God or the Almighty Creator, whoever that is. So as I was saying, things around us is what we try to mimic in our quest to play God or the Almighty Creator or whatever that is, right? So that is the reason why every machine around us, everything around us, is in some way or the other us trying to mimic what is being done by nature herself. So so that is in general about how a computer system processes. Then coming to the storage part of it. So right now what we talked about is inside the IPS, the central thing, the central processing that happens is what we spoke about. Similarly, for storage also we have two types. We have volatile storage. That is something like we say now and then we forget. Like the next moment we forget means it is a volatile memory. We are not storing it anywhere. Certain incidents, certain movie songs, when we hear it in the theater, it is like, oh, nice. We also jingle to the tunes. The moment that song is over or we come out of the theater, like, was there a song like that? I don't remember at all. Like, it happens, right? It has happened to me more than once. So that is the reason for that is we are not storing that information anywhere in our brain. It is being processed and discarded immediately as it is coming. So but some other things, like maybe people mean words of our relatives, they stay with us, or maybe even our teachers, right? Even after years and years or decades passing, we remember the exact color of the dress they were wearing when they said it to us, right? That is why because that is being stored in the non-volatile part. So similarly, computer system storage also has both volatile and non-volatile parts. And coming to the main memory, it has random access and read only, that is RAM and ROM, and its classification like SD-RAM, DRAM. Okay. Similarly, ROM has EPROM, that is electronically programmable ROM, and PROM. Sorry, not electronically programmable, electrically like erasable programmable erasable programmable read-only memory is EPROM. Okay, similarly, programmable read-only memory is PROM. So that is the main memory. Similarly, if a question comes about input-output devices, then they are keying devices, cameras, barcode scanners, pointing devices, voice recognizers, all those things, which they are input devices. Output devices will be monitors, printers, audio devices, video devices, and things like that. Then the other important concept that we have to learn over here is about networking. So what is networking? Just like so social networking, Facebook, or earlier days when I was young, Orkut was a thing. I don't know whether you guys even know, have heard about Orkut, right? Instagram. What all are those things doing? They are helping people network with each other, right? Similarly, computers also have its own networking. That is interconnecting between different computers is what networking is. It is a group of computers or printers, generally electronic devices, which are connected together, maybe with or without cables. Without cables, how? Through Wi-Fi or other such Bluetooth or infrared, those kinds of connections. So each computer or each device in this network is what is called a node. Okay, and those nodes are connected with each other in various patterns, or just like how you can think of the various ways in which girls draw rangoli, right? Many dots, various ways they beautifully they connect those dots in different patterns, correct? So similarly, the nodes of a network, computer network, also can be connected in different manners. Like if all the nodes are connected serially like this, such that they form a ring, it is called a ring topology. If they are connected, if those nodes are arranged in a straight line and they are connected, okay, or maybe some are like this, like linear branching, if it is happening, it is called a bus. If they are all connected, like there is a central computer and then there are small other computers and all of them are connected to the central computer, okay, connected with each other through the central computer, means it is a star topology. Then we have tree topology, which forms the what you can say, which acts or kind of like it's like this, like a tree structure it will form. Okay, so that is a tree topology. And or we can have hybrid also. Usually network topologies in real life, they are interconnected in a hybrid manner. Like there might be a ring at one point, then there might be a bus, at some other points it might be a tree, it might be a star. So in general, usually real world scenarios, individual topologies like this are not that much seen, but rather it is always hybrid most of the cases, wherein multiple type of topological connections might be there. So that is hybrid. Now networking devices, you have to know basic ones. That first one is, we said these glossary terms, like node. Then what is a hub or a switch? What is a packet? What is a network interface card? What is a router? Those kind of basic terminologies you need to know. Similarly, what is a plug and play device? Plug and play, the first easiest example, your USB or your mouse, wired mouse obviously, or wired keyboard, those are plug and play. The moment you plug it in, you can see, if you check in the notification bar, if you're a Windows user, obviously I'm a Windows user, I don't know how it is done in Mac, I haven't come across a MacBook. So you will see in the notification bar that new device has been connected, drivers have been installed, it is ready to use. Why? Because it is plug and play these days. Otherwise, in the earlier days, if we have to connect a speaker or a what you can say, speaker, I don't think so, but if you want to connect some other external device like even a mouse, we had to download and install the driver. They were not plug and play at that point of time. We had to install drivers specifically for that, our particular operating system and our particular CPU type and all those things. Not CPU type, basically the operating system, whether it is 32-bit or 64-bit, depending on that, depending on the mouse manufacturer's company, we had to download and install the driver or get the driver through some USB or CD or something like that and install it. Then only our hardware used to work. But nowadays it is not like that, it is plug and play. Okay, then of course you should be aware of the smart devices. What are smart devices? Almost everything around us is smart device now. We have smart switches, smart fans, smartphones, smart speakers, Echo, Alexa, then what, Fire Stick, Amazon Fire Stick, TV, smart TVs. They are all smart devices. How are they smart devices? Because they are intelligent enough to sense changes, right? There are smart switches, which smart lights which turn on when a person is already in the room. Our ACs are smart enough to adjust its temperature by itself according to the temperature inside the room or outside the room and all those things. So they are smart devices. Why? Because they are being imbibed with a certain degree of intelligence in them. Okay, they are interactive electronic gadgets which understand simple commands which are sent by users and which will help in the daily activities. Some of the most common ones which you can think of is definitely a smartphone, smartwatch, smart TV, other personal electronic items, all those various smart devices which I've told right now, Echo, Fire Stick, Fire TV, all those things you can write down as smart devices. Then what else is important here is about the modes, the various modes of communication. Like we have synchronous and asynchronous communication. So synchronous and asynchronous communication, if you still have doubts, I think I've tried my best to familiarize you with those concepts while I was explaining it. But still, if you have doubt, you think about music. Okay, we have these notes. We have a something called a Shruti box, right? Shruti Petti, which has timed rhythms, and we can sing based on that, like, or even in dance, like Teyyam Tatta Teyyam Ta, each have that beat, right? It is, and we all, when we all learn, so the teacher will give the beats, right? 1, 2, 3, and all the girls or whoever, even boys, when we are dancing, we try to match our beats with that of the teacher. So what we are doing over there is called synchronizing with each other and the main tune, right? But in case somebody doesn't follow that, okay, somebody goes out of step, then that is asynchronous. Similar concept is what is asynchronous and asynchronous, synchronous and asynchronous in what you can say in computer information technology as well. Data bits, if they are sent over the communication link and is controlled by a timing signal, then it is synchronous communication. If it is not controlled by any such timing signal, it is a asynchronous communication. Then we have the various directions of data communication called simplex. Radio, one directional communication, right? It is simplex. Your walkie-talkies, not our walkie-talkies, especially the walkie-talkies which are you might have seen used by construction workers, policemen, they are half duplex. You might have heard, right? Over, like beta come in, over, those kind of words. They're keywords to what you can say, tell the other person that you're starting communication and you're ending communication. Because communication can only happen either from point A to B or from B to A at one time. It cannot happen that A and B and A are communicating at the same time. It cannot handle. So that is why it is called half duplex. And then we have full duplex. Most of our common everyday communication things are full duplex, like our phones, all those things. So right now this video is simplex, because I am saying, I am preaching, you are listening, right? If it was a live and you guys were also able to communicate with me, then it would have become a full duplex. If we were all in the same room and communicating with each other, it's definitely full duplex. When I speak, you don't speak, and when you speak, I should not speak, that principle, half duplex. Okay, then the various types of computers. We have mainframes, mini computers, laptops, personal computers, networked computers, workstations. So all those are the various types of computers. Then another important concept is about softwares. What are softwares? And at least you should know about a few soft programming softwares like VB.NET, Java. Those things are mentioned in our syllabus, right? At least about them you should learn. The basic terminologies of computer softwares, like what are variables, what are constants, what are literals, what a computer program is, what are the various types of software. Like we have system software and application software. System software is like your Windows operating system. Those are system software. Linux, it's a system software. Application softwares, your Microsoft Word, Excel, VLC, media player, they are all application softwares. Programming softwares, they are those which provide programming tools and softwares. Okay, like IntelliJ, PyCharm, or VS Code, those kind of things. If any one of you are from the IT background or have at least learned computer science somewhere, you might have heard. If you guys are from the IT background, then definitely this subject is going to be a cakewalk for you, I guess. Okay, so programming software, middleware, driver softwares. Driver softwares are what I told, like when you plug in a mouse, when you plug in a new keyboard to your computer, what gets installed is a driver software, which will help the operating system to communicate with that device, or that device to communicate with the operating system. That communication link between them, software link. Hardware is through the USB, but the software link is what the driver program will do. So what these are, you must have an idea before you go to the examination, because there have been questions from this particular topic earlier. Then the networks, I've already discussed the type of network, like local area network, metropolitan area network, statewide area, wide area, internet, intranet. What is the difference between an internet and intranet? Intranet is usually within the organization what we set up. Internet is what we all use, Google, Bing, all those things are internet, www dot. If it is intranet, then it will not be available for us unless we join that particular organization, right? So, most of the companies have their own intranets, wherein those applications or those lines of network will only be accessible to the employees of that particular organization. If you are not an employee or if you are not an active part of that organization, then you will not have access to it from the outside world. Okay, so that internet versus intranet could come up as a question. Then the various network architectures, why is it important to choose the right network architecture? Because of the cost concerns, because of the security concerns, all those various reasons. The protocols, efficient user recognition, authorization. Because of all those things, we have to be careful. If you don't choose the right hardware, if you don't choose the right software, interlinks, good quality products, your software, your network might fail over and over again. It might be prone to hacks, attacks, and things like that. So it is very important to properly design the networking architecture. Then what else? Yeah, then management information system, what it is? It is the study, management of information system is the study of people, technology, organizations, and the relationships among them. It is MIS professionals, they create information systems for data management, like storing, searching, analyzing data and all. And they manage various information systems so as to meet the needs of managers, staff, customers. Like we have customer support softwares, or we might have softwares that help in the training and development, in performance appraisals, recruitments, what else, for filling your timesheets, for giving you project work, or for your any kind of documentation purposes, and various other things, depending upon the size and nature of your organization you will need. So there are a lot of providers for such MIS systems, like we have Oracle, and we have SAP systems and things like that. So at least a few of them, at least the words, the what you can say, the names of them you should be aware, because most often almost all those service providers, whether it be Google Workspace or Azure or Microsoft 360, or SAP systems, they all cater to the organization's various needs. Could be the HR department's need, finance department needs, administration needs, customer support needs, whatever it is. There are tools, as well as data analytics tools like Power BI, Tableau, and all those are again data analytics tools. These are all part of your MIS only, management information system. This management information system itself, the level of access or the level of control that various levels of management have on the system will be different. Like for example, the bottom level management, they spend most of their time in planning and controlling. Okay, or planning and planning and controlling, so they will have more access towards that. Middle management usually, bottom is planning and coordination. Middle management mostly is controlling, a little bit of planning, whereas the top management need most, what you can say, most of the access towards those kind of things that will help them in the planning for the upcoming things. Rest of the functions, like control, coordination, staffing, organizing and all, they do not do as much as planning. So similar to that, the various levels of management needs various access levels, various permissions, various things to be done from the same MIS. Like for example, the bottom level management, they might maybe just need to upload the data. Middle management might draw some reports, whereas top management might need forecasts from that same data so that they can take business decisions as to expanding the product line or cutting out any particular product, whether they have to think about moving to a different market area, expanding, maybe disinvestments, mergers, anything like that they might need. So that kind of access they need. So depending upon that, a good MIS system will have its controls in place so that various levels of management can access various things from the same data. So that is about the management information system. So they assist in decision making by giving all this kind of accesses and controls and forecasting methods and things like that. Those tools the MIS gives the managers so that they can take better decisions. It is not that these things will do the decision making for you, no, but they will give you the tools for assisting your decision making. So another aspect of this MIS is this decision support system, or DSS. Okay, it should provide the facility to its users to perform statistical analysis of data. So like the sales data or something like that, so that we can analyze and identify the seasonal fluctuations and things like that and take appropriate decision. So as the name suggests, again, it is support system for decisions. Yeah, and then the important concept is, whenever we talk about data, is, as I said, right, a right to information, then privacy concerns, security concerns, all those things, ethics, how can we store, or how can we collect information ethically, how can we use it ethically, how can we provide reports from that information ethically, those aspects, ethics, how can we protect data, how can we classify data into confidential, highly confidential, public, private, how these various levels of data classification helps in the right to information and right to privacy and things like that, how we have to make plans for what is called as business continuity plans. Okay, in the event of a disaster, how can we make sure that our data is not lost, how can we make sure that our operations are kept running even in the case of disaster, or even in the case of any unforeseen circumstances, like for example in the case of COVID itself. Okay, how businesses were able to function properly. IT sector and many other, IT sector was the first, right, to shift all its operations from a completely work from office mode to a completely work from home mode. How were they able to do? Because of excellent business continuity plans in place. So that part also, as managers, we should be aware of that. It could happen that something like this might occur, a flood might occur, an earthquake might occur, and that too, again, we have to spread our data, because suppose all our data is stored in just one server located in Thrissur, and that server got hit by an earthquake, or a lightning bolt came and that transformer actually and the whole server broke into flames. Now what to do? So a good manager should know that you should not store all your data in one place. Rather, you should be storing multiple copies of the same data in different servers, so that even if one server is down, your data is safe and secure in other servers. The chance that an apocalypse will happen, a meteorite will hit, and all our systems will be down at one point is a 0.001% thing, and if it happens, then we will not be in a position to need any data, right? So until and unless that happens, we should be able to have a contingency plan, a continuity plan, so that our data is secure, because data is the new platinum, gold, or whatever you want to say, correct? Then the other important system when we talk about MIS, DSS and all is the TPS, or the Transaction Processing System, which is a type of information system which collects, stores, modifies and retrieves data transactions of an enterprise. It also attempts to provide us predictable response time to requests, although it is not as critical for real-time systems. Like your ATM, payroll processing, all those things are transaction processing systems. When you place an order on Amazon, okay, what happens is, or what how that data gets processed, and you're able to see, right, order placed, seller has packed, dispatched, reached some place, then reached Bangalore, reached Chennai, reached Coimbatore, reached the station next to you, and finally it is out for delivery. Delivery agent will come and pick it, provide us within 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. Delivery agent has delivered. You have what you can say, raised for a return request or a refund request. All those things you can see, right? How do we see that? That is part of order processing system, which is also a transaction processing system. So if a question comes, on any of these things, I would strongly suggest that you write down a real life example from our own lives. Like for example, this in case of this transaction processing system, you can talk about ATM, how an ATM functions, or how this order processing thing functions, along with the definition of it, so that you get your answer also becomes big, and the person who is correcting also gets a better idea that yes, this person knows what he's talking about. Because after all, you are only going to write just 5 answers, right? So your entire knowledge about this course is being measured through just 5 answers. So make sure that you write it well, right? Then what else? Yeah, then this financial system, that is for accounting, cost accounting, all those things also you can uh, learn and go. The human resource system, like for HR, budgeting, recruitment, training, all those things, motivations, compensations, all for all those things, so companies use softwares. That is also part of this MIS itself. Then what else? Then we have this executive information system, right, which is for the top managers mainly. So what is the difference between this MIS, DSS, and EIS? So all these things, MIS, DSS, ESS, all these things are MIS only, management information systems itself. Okay, so EIS is for top managers or senior managers, whereas DSS is for senior managers to take on non-routine decisions. So you can say that EIS is kind of like a specialized case of DSS. Then another concept is the concept of outsourcing. Outsourcing, as in rather than doing everything by ourselves, we are outsourcing it to someone else to do it on our behalf. So generally, small firms, they rather than having their own IT team with them, what they do is they outsource the IT functions to another firm which specializes in IT things. So the cost and the quality within the same cost, or even a lower cost for the parent company or the original firm which we are representing, we will be getting better quality services from the outsourced firm for the same things, and without that much of a risk. So we should also be aware about how managers take the decision for outsourcing. At what level can we outsource? What are the checks that we have to do on these outsourced things? Because when we outsource stuff, definitely data transfer will happen. So contracts, how those contracts have to be made, what clauses, what privacy concerns could happen. All those things a manager should be aware of, and have a good knowledge about, or think through 360 degree. So what are the methods they have to adopt to ensure quality? All those things have to be taken care. Yeah, then another important question which might come up is about the SDLC, that is Software Development Life Cycle. I think this is a very important topic. You guys must learn about it, right? What is the software development life cycle, or the system development life cycle? The initiation, the waterfall model, right? Initiation, then comes the development, then its implementation, then its operation and maintenance. And as we operate or maintain, we'll find that there are defects. So we have to go and see how we can implement those defects to implement fixes. To implement such fixes, we need to first develop them. To develop them, we need to have a plan. Okay, that is initiation. So this model, that planning, analyzing, designing, implementing, testing, maintaining, that model we have to be aware of. That SDLC is an important topic. Yeah, then database management system, DBMS. Okay, what are the components of a database or DBMS? Like there will be a compiler, a query processor, file manager, precompiler, data dictionary, disk manager, such things. What data modeling is? It is the process of creating a data model for an information system. It gives a visual representation of either a whole information system or parts of it. What are the benefits of data modeling? Like it will help us reduce error, erase data mapping, improve application and database performance, ease and speed of data processing, help in manage data. We can use it in integrated information system, things like that. Okay, improving performance and things like that. Then the data modeling process, that is the conceptual model, logical model, physical model. What are the different types of data models? We have object oriented model, record based models, dimension based models. What are the various dimensions? What is database? What is data warehousing? What is a relational database? What is a database management system? What is a data warehouse? Such things. The difference between these things, at least the difference between these things, you should be clearly aware of. because this is a very relevant thing. This course is very relevant to today's world, and whether you are going on to become managers or even entrepreneurs, you should be aware of information systems. Then yeah, so on that regard, what exactly is a data warehouse? How does a data warehouse function? What are the time design considerations we should be aware of when we are designing a database? What are fact tables, or what are facts? What are dimensions? Mm, then what is a just like how we talk sorry, just like how we spoke about the network schemas, we also need to be aware of data warehouse schemas, like star schema, snowflake schema, fact constellation. So what are the difference between them? In the detailed videos I had mentioned with diagrams, so it would be very good if you can memorize those variations and the schema, that is the, what you can say, the drawing, so that you can visualize how it is arranged or created. Then what is metadata? That is important. What is metadata? It is a concept in data warehousing, similar to data dictionary in the context of a database. So it's like, what you can say, it stores all the data related to the data. Okay, like how many columns in the table, what kind of things are there in the table, um, like that, data about data. This is what metadata is. So why is it important? It acts as the glue which connects all parts of data warehouse. It provides information about the contents as well as structure to developers, opens the door to end users, and makes contents recognizable in their own terms. Then what is OLAP? Online Analytical Processing. It is a type of application which allows interactive analysis of data. So the key features of OLAP include multi-dimensional view of data, calculation intensive capabilities, time intelligence, and things like that. Then uh, data visualization. I was talking about tools, right? Like Power BI and Tableau, Data IQ, all those things are thoughts for. These are all data visualization tools. They help visualize data. That is, they help in visualizing data in the basis of different graphs, which we have studied, or which you must have studied already in MMPC. What is that? 4, right? Not accounting, quantitative techniques. Data presentation model, we were talking about various charts, right? Histograms, scatter plots, pie charts, bar graphs. So data visualization tools will help us create such graphs from data. So why? Because why do we need such tools? Because when we talk about data in the context of a business, it is big data. Whether it is a small business, data will definitely be big. So we need such tools. Then what is data mining? It is the exploration and analysis by automatic or semi-automatic means, right, of large quantities of data in order to discover meaningful patterns and rules. That is why I said data is the new gold. We have to mine. And companies who have harnessed data in its maximum capability are the companies that are very, very successful these days. Then how the various data mining techniques, at least a few of them you should be aware, like decision tree, link analysis, cluster detection, and things like that. At least the names you should be aware. Then what are the applications of these things, like data mining and all? Customer segmentation, market analysis, risk management, fraud detection, such things. Okay, so that is data mining. Then the privacy I've already mentioned, right? The privacy and ethical concerns of data. Then artificial intelligence, that also, it's basically us trying to play god, emulate artificial intelligence artificially. So what are some of the applications? Games, vision system, expert system, this MIS, mathematical theorem proving, intelligent control, speech recognition, NLP, that is natural language processing, right? How does Echo understand us? How does Google Assistant understand our language? It is through natural language processing. They are able to respond intelligently, right? Astronomy, healthcare, finance, social media, all these places, AI is applicable. Then what else? Yeah, then ICT, information communication technology. It is the infrastructure and components which enable modern computing, right? It is a diverse set of technological tools and resources that are used to transmit, store, create, share, or exchange information, like Amazon Echo, Android TV, smart home, smart fridge, all those things, e-commerce, all those things are part of ICT, information communication technology. Blockchain, then cryptocurrency, machine learning, big data, data analytics, all those things come under ICT. So coming to the previous terms question paper, as you can see over here, again, it's only just one section, right? And out of, I think, around how many questions are there? Yeah, so 7 questions are there, out of which we have to at least answer 5 of them. So the first question is, system software coordinates the various parts of computer system and mediates between application software and computer hardware. Explain in brief the meaning of application software. So the question here is, what exactly is application software? So you can talk about what application software is. Like application softwares include things like your word processor, Excel, and things like that. What is the difference between an application software and system software? System software, as I said, right, it is like your Windows OS or Linux. So it provides a platform for the application softwares to work, a system software. Okay, similarly, the management information system, MIS, what is it? Explain the statement. There is a two-way relationship between organization and information system. So these things I had already touched upon while we were discussing these topics in detail, right? What is the different phases of traditional system life cycle, that is SDLC? What are the 3 phases of the traditional life cycle where users are highly involved? So the traditional system life cycle, what are the different phases include? That is what the implement the what is that? The need analysis, the need recognition, then the development, then the implementation, then the maintenance, and then again which goes back to these things. So that SDLC phase which we were talking about right now, and I had also explained in detail when we were talking about that particular unit. So that is very important. Then the next is data mining, is the exploration and analysis of large quantities of data in order to discover meaningful patterns and rules. Explain in view of the statement the benefits of mining the data. So, and also write the criteria for selecting data mining tools. So the criteria for selecting data mining tools, some of them. Data access, data selection, sensitivity to data quality, extensibility, performance, scalability, openness, such things. Okay, so what are the benefits of data mining? Customer segmentation, market basket analysis, risk management, as we said right earlier, whatever we had said already. Again, detailed videos there already for all these things. So compare the business software solutions from Oracle and SAP and clearly highlight the features which are common between the two. So that is what I said, right? There are it could be asked of anything in general. So in case you guys are what you can say, not able to, basically they all provide software solutions for this various management information systems. Like definitely there will be an HR related operation, a finance operation, and order tracking and things like that. So those are some things which are usually common between any type of business software solution, whether this company, even if this changes, the things which are common between such software business software solutions are almost always the same. Next, if a firm does not want to use its own internal resources to build and operate information system, then uh, explain outsource. So basically, explain outsource information system along with its advantages. So cost considerations, quality, all those things you can tell when we are talking about the advantages. So that also we have already discussed in a detailed video. I hope I request you to go and search over, go through that rather than I'm not telling about each and everything again in this video. I have tried to include almost all the important points anyways. Then write short note on any 3 of the following. Metropolitan area network. So it is bigger than your LAN but smaller than your wide area network or your internet. So what exactly is metropolitan area network? It connects the various points of metropolitan areas, right? Various metropolitan areas. What network connects various states are called statewide area network. So like that, it could be anything over here, in fact. Then characteristics of information. Then features of Java. So again, this could be anything. There are other languages also like Visual Basic and all being mentioned in our course. So features of, it could be any programming language over here. So go prepared. Okay, then blockchain, smart devices, we have already mentioned. Blockchain also I've already mentioned in a separate video. So that was the previous year's question paper discussion. I know it has been a very hurried and late video for your June 2023 examinations. I'm really sorry about that. Once again, my apologies. I've been quite busy. That's why. But all the best. I hope you guys have prepared well. And all the very best to your upcoming examinations. Write well. My prayers go with you all. Thank you so much, and bye-bye.